Explanation. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has released the list of non-banking finance companies, NBFCs, categorized under the upper layer, UL, for the financial year 2024-25. This list is part of the Scale-Based Regulation, SBR, framework introduced in 2021 to regulate NBFCs more effectively. Key highlights. 1. What are NBFCs? NBFCs are financial institutions that provide banking services like loans, credit, and investments, but do not hold a banking license. Example, Muthoot Finance, LIC Housing Finance. 2. What is the upper layer, UL? It is one of the 4 layers in the RBI's Scale-Based Regulation SBR framework. UL includes large NBFCs that are subjected to stricter regulations to avoid financial risks. Notable updates in the 2024-25 list. Some 15 companies are included in the UL for FY25. Companies like LIC Housing Finance, Bajaj Finance, and Shriram Finance are part of the list. Muthoot Finance, the only gold loan NBFC, has been included for the 3rd consecutive year. Piramal Enterprises was removed due to business reorganization. 4. Key framework of SBR. NBFCs are divided into 4 layers. Base layer, BL, small NBFCs with assets 1,000 crore, middle layer, NBFCs with assets 1,000 crore and all deposit-taking NBFCs. Upper layer, UL, large NBFCs requiring enhanced supervision. Top layer, TL, NBFCs with the highest risk. Currently, no NBFC is in this layer. 5. Growth trends in NBFCs. The assets under management AUM of NBFCs, i.e. the total money they manage, is expected to grow slower at 15 to 17% in FY25 compared to 23% in FY24. Technical terms explained. 1. Scale-Based Regulation, SBR, a framework introduced to classify and regulate NBFCs based on their size and potential impact on the financial system. 2. Core Investment Company, a type of NBFC that holds shares and securities of group companies but doesn't directly provide loans. 3. Deposit-taking versus non-deposit-taking. Deposit-taking NBFCs accept deposits from the public. Non-deposit-taking NBFCs do not accept public deposits but provide loans and other financial services. 4. Assets under management, AUM, the total value of financial assets managed by an NBFC. It indicates the size and performance of the company. 5. Basis points, BPS, a unit to measure changes in interest rates or financial growth. 1 BPS equals 0.1%, so a 600 PS decline means a 6% drop. Likely exam questions. MCQs 1. What does the UL stand for in the RBI's SBR framework for NBFCs? A. Universal layer. B. Upper layer. C. Unique layer. D. Utility layer. Answer B. Upper layer 2. Which NBFC was retained in the UL list despite requesting deregistration? A. LIC Housing Finance, Tata Sons PVD Limited, C. Muthoot Finance, D. Bajaj Finance. Answer B. Tata Sons PVD Limited. What is the growth projection for NBFC's assets under management AUM for F25? A. 23%, B. 20 to 22%, C. 15 to 17 to 12%. Answer 15 to 17%. 4. Which is the only gold loan NBFC included in the UL list? A. Shriram Finance, B. Bajaj Finance, LIC Housing Finance, D. Muthoot Finance. Answer, Muthoot Finance. 5. What does CIC stand for in NBFC categories? A. Central Investment Company, B. Core Investment Company, C. Credit Investment Company, D. Corporate Investment Company. Answer, B. Core Investment Company. Friendly explanation. IDFC First Bank, headquartered in Mumbai, launched a new credit card called the First EN RuPay Credit Card in partnership with RuPay, a global card payment network developed by NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. This card is designed to make payments easier, provide cashback rewards, and encourage the use of UPI, Unified Payments Interface, for transactions. The card is unique because it is backed by a fixed deposit, FD, making it accessible to a broader audience, including those new to credit cards. Key features of the card. 1. Backed by FD. A minimum FD of 5,000 is required to avail the card. Customers can access credit while earning interest on their FD, 7.2% PA for a 1-year term. 2. Eligibility. Must be an Indian citizen, at least 18 years old, with an FD in the bank. 3. Seamless UPI integration. The card can be linked to UPI and used for payments at over 60 million QR code locations. 4. Instant issuance. A virtual card is issued instantly and can be used immediately after approval. Cashback offers. 100% cashback up to $500 on the first UPI transaction within 15 days. Up to 1% cashback on UPI payments via the IDFC First app. 0.5% cashback on other UPI apps, bill payments, and online purchases. 6. Additional benefits. Movie ticket discounts. 25% off up to $100 on Zomato's district movies. Roadside assistance worth $1,399. Lost card liability coverage up to $25,000. Personal accident insurance coverage up to $200,000. What is unique about this card? UPI on credit. Customers can now use a credit card for UPI payments, which was earlier limited to debit cards or linked bank accounts. FD-backed credit. Even those without a strong credit history can apply since the card is backed by their FD. Technical terms explained. 1. RuPay Card, an Indian payment network developed by NPCI competing with Visa and MasterCard. It supports domestic and international transactions. 2. Unified Payments Interface, UPI, a real-time payment system allowing instant money transfers via mobile apps. Examples: Paytm, Google Pay, PhonePe. 3. Fixed Deposit FD, a savings instrument where money is deposited for a fixed tenure to earn a fixed interest rate. 4. Lost card liability coverage, insurance that covers fraudulent transactions made on a lost stolen card up to a specified limit. 5. Roadside assistance, a service offering help during car breakdowns like towing or minor repairs. Likely exam questions. MCQs. 1. Which bank launched the first EAN RuPay credit card? A. HDFC Bank, B. ICICI Bank, IDFC First Bank, D. Axis Bank. Answer C. IDFC First Bank. 2. What is the minimum FD required to get the first EAN RuPay credit card? A. $1,000, B. $5,000, C. $20,000, D. Answer $5,000. 3. What is the interest rate offered on a 1-year fixed deposit linked to the first EAN RuPay credit card? A. 6.5% PA, B. 7.25% PA, C. 8.0%, D. 7.5% PA, B. 7.25% PA. Which organization developed the RuPay card network? B. Reserve Bank of India, B. NPCI, C. CB, D. NPCI 5. What is the cashback offered on the first UPI transaction using the first EAN RuPay credit card? 200s, B. 500s, C. 1,000, D. 300. Answer B. 500. Let me know the explanation. A report by Global Data plc, a data analytics company based in London, has listed the top 25 global banks by market capitalization, MCAP, for the fourth quarter, Q4 of 2024. The ranking shows how banks around the world performed based on their market value. Market capitalization, MCAP, is the total value of a company's shares in the stock market. It reflects how much a company is worth. 1. Top global bank. JP Morgan Chase & Co., a U.S.-based bank, remains the world's largest bank by MCAP at USD $674.9 billion, a 37.2% growth compared to 2023. 2. Top 5 global banks. Bank of America USA ranked 2nd, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC ranked 3rd, Agricultural Bank of China ranked 4th, Wells Fargo USA ranked 5th. 3. Indian banks in the list. HDFC Bank dropped from 7th to 13th with MCAP of USD 158. ICICI Bank improved to 19th with MCAP of USD 105.7 billion. State Bank of India, SBI, retained 24th place with MCAP of USD 82.9 billion. Key highlights. 1. Growth of global banks. The combined MCAP of the top 25 banks increased by 27.1% year-on-year, reaching US $4.6 trillion by December 2024. Goldman Sachs, USA, grew by 42.9%, moving from 13th to 9th place. 2. Indian banks' performance. ICICI Bank recorded a 25.8% growth in MCAP, highlighting the success of India's digital banking and credit ecosystem. HDFC Bank's MCAP grew modestly by 1.6%, reflecting competition and cost pressures. 3. Performance of Chinese banks. China's top banks, including ICBC and Agricultural Bank of China, saw significant annual MCAP growth, 30%-40%. Technical terms explained. 1. Market capitalization. The total value of a company's shares. Formula: MCAP equals current share price, total shares outstanding. Example: If a bank's share price is 500 and it has 1 crore shares, its MCAP is 500 crore. 2. Digital banking ecosystem refers to banking services provided online via mobile apps and websites, such as UPI payments, digital loans, and online account management. 3. YoY, year on year, a comparison of a company's performance for a specific period, e.g., Q4, with the same period in the previous year. 4. Resilience, the ability to perform well despite challenges like competition, cost pressures, or market changes. Likely exam questions. MCQs. 1. Which bank topped the global data list of the top 25 global banks by market capitalization in Q4 2024? A. ICICI Bank. B. JP Morgan Chase & Co. C. Bank of America. D. HDFC Bank. Answer B. JP Morgan Chase & Co. 2. What is the rank of HDFC Bank in the top 25 global banks by market capitalization list for Q4 2024? A. 7th. B. 13th. C. 19th. D. 24th. Answer B. 13th. 3. Which Indian bank recorded the highest MCAP growth among Indian banks in Q4 2024? A. State Bank of India, SBI. B. HDFC Bank. C. ICICI Bank. D. Axis Bank. 4. What was the YoY growth percentage in the aggregate MCAP of the top 25 global banks in Q4 2024? A. 25.5%, B. 27.1%, C. 30%, D. 42.9%. Answer B. 27.1%. 5. Where is the headquarters of Global Data PLC located? A. New York, USA. B. Mumbai, India. C. London, UK. Beijing, China. Answer C. London, UK. Explanation. Shriram Housing Finance Limited, SHFL, has been renamed True Home Finance in January 2025 after it was acquired by Warburg Pincus, a global private equity firm, along with co-investors, including the Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, Qatar's sovereign wealth fund. This rebranding represents a shift in ownership and strategic direction for the company. Key highlights. 1. Acquisition details. In December 2024, Shriram Finance sold its entire 84.44% stake in SHFL to Warburg Pincus for 3,929 crores. As a result, Shriram Finance Group received an investment of 1,225 crore, increasing the company's net worth to over 3,300 crore. 2. About SHFL True Home Finance. SHFL was a subsidiary of Shriram Finance and focused on affordable housing finance. After the acquisition, it has been rebranded as True Home Finance, signifying a fresh start under new ownership. Technical terms explained. 1. Rebranding, changing the name, logo, or branding of a company to reflect new ownership or direction. Example, Facebook rebranded to Meta in 2021. 2. Private equity firm, a company that invests in other businesses using funds collected from investors. Example, Warburg Pincus is a well-known private equity firm that invests in multiple industries globally. 3. Sovereign Wealth Fund, SWF, a government-owned investment fund that manages the country's wealth. Example, Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, manages Qatar's oil and gas revenues. 4. Net worth, the value of a company's assets, what it owns, minus its liabilities, what it owes. Example, if a company's assets are 5,000 crore and liabilities are 1,700 crore, its net worth is 3,300 crore. Likely exam questions. MCQ1. Which housing finance company was rebranded as True Home Finance in January 2025? A. HDFC Housing Finance. B. LIC Housing Finance. C. Shriram Housing Finance. D. Tata Housing Finance. Answer C. Shriram Housing Finance 2. Who acquired Shriram Housing Finance, now True Home Finance? A. Qatar National Bank. B. Warburg Pincus and Qatar Investment Authority. C. Goldman Sachs. D. BlackRock Investments. Answer B. Warburg Pincus and Qatar Investment Authority 3. What was the stake percentage sold by Shriram Finance in Shriram Housing Finance? A. 74.22%. B. 84.44%. C. 50%. Answer 84.44%. How much did Shriram Finance earn from the sale of its stake in Shriram Housing Finance? A. 1,225 crore. B. 3,929 crore. C. 5,000 crore. D. 3,929 crore. 5. What is the net worth of Shriram Finance Group after the sale of its stake in Shriram Housing Finance? A. 2,500 crore. B. 3,300 crore. C. 4,000 crore. D. B. 3,300 crore. Let me know if you'd like an explanation. IMF retains India's GDP growth forecast. The International Monetary Fund, IMF has predicted that India's economy will grow at a rate of 6.5% during the financial years 2025-26 FY26 and 2026-27 FY27. This growth estimate remains unchanged from its earlier prediction in October 2024. India's economic performance. 1. GDP growth in F25. India's GDP growth slowed to 5.4% in the second quarter of FY25, compared to 6.7% in the same quarter of FY24. The slowdown was caused by reduced industrial activity. 2. GDP growth in F24. India's GDP growth was 8.4%, but this was slower compared to growth in 2023. Global economic outlook. 1. Global growth prediction. The IMF forecasts global economic growth at 3.3% for 2025 and 2026, lower than the historical average of 3.7%. This indicates slow recovery in the global economy. 2. Key challenges globally. Risks include protectionist policies, higher tariffs disrupting trade, geopolitical tensions, e.g., Middle East, Ukraine, and inflationary pressures affecting trade and investment. Key risks highlighted by IMF. 1. Protectionist policies. Governments adopting policies that restrict international trade, like higher tariffs. Example, if one country imposes heavy taxes on imports, it could reduce global trade. 2. Geopolitical tensions. Conflicts in areas like Middle East or Ukraine could raise the cost of energy and food. For instance, oil prices rise during conflicts in oil-producing regions. About IMF. Managing Director MD Kristalina Georgieva, Headquarters, Washington, D.C., USA, founded 1944. Technical terms explained. 1. Gross domestic product, GDP, the total monetary value of all goods and services produced in a country within a specific period. Example, if India produces 10 lakh crore worth of goods and services in a year, that is its GDP. 2. Protectionist policies. Policies like tariffs or import restrictions aimed at protecting domestic industries from foreign competition. Example, a country increasing taxes on imported steel to encourage local steel production. 3. Geopolitical tensions. Political conflicts between countries or regions that affect trade and economic stability. Example, the Russia-Ukraine conflict impacts global wheat and energy prices. 4. Inflationary pressures, a situation where prices of goods and services rise, reducing purchasing power. Example, high oil prices increase transportation costs, leading to costlier goods. Likely exam questions. MCQs. 1. What is the IMF's GDP growth forecast for India for FY26 and FY27? A 6%, B 6.5%, C 7%, D 8.4%. 2. What was India's GDP growth in the second quarter of FY25? A 8.4%, B 6.7%, C 5.4%, D C 5.4%. Answer C 5.4%. 3. Where's the headquarters of the International Monetary Fund, IMF? A. Geneva, Switzerland, B. New York, USA, C. Washington, D.C., USA, D. London, UK. 4. What is the IMF's global growth forecast for 2025 and 2026? A. 3.3%, 3.7%, C. 6.5%, D. 4%. Answer 3.3%. 5. Which of the following is a key risk highlighted by the IMF in its 2025 economic outlook? A. Increasing population, B. Protectionist policies, C. Decreasing inflation, D. Low oil prices. Answer B. Protectionist policies. Moody's lowers India's GDP growth forecast. Moody's Corporation, a global credit rating agency, has reduced India's projected GDP growth for FY 2025 to 7%, down from its earlier forecast of 8.2%. The lower forecast is due to challenges like tight monetary policies, higher interest rates to reduce inflation, geopolitical tensions, and adverse weather conditions, e.g., floods, droughts. Key economic highlights. 1. India's GDP growth. Growth in F25 has 7%, lower than FY24, which was 8.2%. Despite the slowdown, India's growth remains higher than the global average. 2. Sectoral performance. Agriculture grew by 3.5%, showing resilience despite weather challenges. Services expanded by 7.1%, continuing to drive economic growth. Industry, weak growth of 3.6%, indicating challenges in manufacturing construction. 3. GDP per capita, adjusted for purchasing power parity PPP, India's GDP per capita increased by 11% year on year, reaching USD 10,233 in FY23. Revised growth forecast by other organizations. IFKI lowered India's FY25 growth forecast from 7% to 6.4%. Asian Development Bank, ADB, revised FY24 forecast to 6.5%. For FY25 to 26, reduced forecast from 7.2% to 7.2%. RB initially projected 7.2% for FY25, but revised it down to 6.6% due to changing economic conditions. Technical terms explained. 1. Tight monetary policy. When the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, raises interest rates to control inflation. Example, higher interest rates make loans costlier, reducing spending and cooling down inflation. 2. Purchasing power parity, PPP, a way to compare economic output by considering the cost of living and price levels in different countries. Example, USD1 might buy more goods in India than in the USA due to lower prices in India. 3. GDP per capita, the total GDP divided by the population showing average income per person. Example, if India's GDP is 100 lakh crore and its population is 140 crore, the GDP per capita is 71,429. Potential SBI IBPS-PO exam questions. MCQs 1. What is Moody's revised GDP growth forecast for India for FY25? A. 6.4%, B. 8.2%, D. 6.6%. 2. Which sector recorded the highest growth rate in FY25 as per Moody's report? A. Agriculture, B. Industry, C. Services, D. Manufacturing. Answer C. Survey. What is India's GDP per capita, PPP adjusted for FY23? A. USD 8,000, B. USD 10,233, C. US 7,500, D. USD 10,233. For which organization revised its FY25 GDP growth forecast for India from 7 to 6.4%? A. IMF, B. ADB, C. FCI, D. RBI. C for CI5. Why did the ADB lower its forecast for FY25-26? A. Rising oil prices. B. Tighter monetary policies reducing demand. C. Decreasing agricultural output. D. None of the above. Answer. Tighter monetary policies reducing demand. Let me know if simplified explanation. CSE and NCDEX collaboration. Colombo Stock Exchange of Sri Lanka and National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange, NC of India, signed an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, on January 20, 2025. Objective: to boost commodities and derivatives trading in Sri Lanka. The collaboration will focus on sharing expertise, upgrading technology, and improving skills related to trading systems and regulations. Key highlights of the MOU. 1. Knowledge transfer. NCDEX will share its expertise in product development, trading techniques, and regulatory practices with CSE. This exchange of knowledge will help Sri Lanka develop its commodity and derivatives market. 2. Technology and infrastructure support. NCDEX will assist CSE in implementing modern trading systems and enhancing infrastructure to support smooth market operations. 3. Capacity building. Both parties will organize training programs to enhance the skills of their personnel in areas such as technology, trading mechanisms, regulatory frameworks. Technical terms explained. 1. Commodities trading. Buying and selling physical goods like agricultural products, e.g. wheat, rice, or metals, e.g. gold, silver. Example, farmers can sell their crops at fixed prices before harvest using commodities trading to avoid price fluctuations. 2. Derivatives. A financial instrument whose value depends on an underlying asset, such as a commodity, stock, or currency. Example, a futures contract allows a trader to agree on a price today for a commodity to be delivered in the future. 3. MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. A formal agreement between two parties that outlines cooperation but is not legally binding. Example, CSE and NCDEX signing an MOU to share knowledge but without legal enforcement. 4. Trading systems. Platforms or mechanisms used for conducting buying and selling of securities or commodities in a market. Example, stock exchanges use software to execute trades efficiently. Possible exam questions. 1. Which two organizations signed an MOU to enhance commodities and derivatives trading in Sri Lanka? A. NSE and BSE, B. Colombo Stock Exchange, CSE and NCDEX, CR World Bank, CB and IMF. Answer: B. Colombo Stock Exchange, NCDEX. 2. What is the primary goal of the MOU between CSE and NCDEX? A. Boost e-commerce in Sri Lanka. B. Enhance commodities and derivatives trading. C. Develop cryptocurrency platforms. D. Expand banking systems in Sri Lanka. Answer B. Enhance commodities and derivatives trading. 3. What type of expertise will NCDEX provide to CSE under the MOU? A. Regulatory frameworks and trading systems. B. Banking infrastructure. C. E-governance tools. D. Climate change solutions. Answer. Regulatory frameworks and trading systems. For which of the following is an example of a derivative? A. Futures contract. B. Fixed deposit. C. Savings account. D. Insurance policy. Answer A. Futures contract 5. What does MOU stand for? A. Memorandum of Understanding.